Really? Did anybody think anything different, or was everybody just living in the world of rainbows and unicorns?
Oh, I mean, when I went to a Strikeforce show 2 years ago and he was on the card, the reporters backstage were actually showing pictures of him growing like a cartoon character from a tiny man to a humongous muscled beast. So it's not like we're living in fantasy land here, but he'd never been caught before today.
Yeah, well, what I have to say about him testing positive, it was obvious. Everybody knew it was obvious. I think, like my own personal opinion, I think a lot more people are using than are getting caught, and I think it has to do with many different factors. And, I hope that the testing becomes more stringent, from now on out, and I think this is a great example of it,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that they set up a system where they told him you're going to be tested at random at any time. So, it's not like they didn't give him fair warning. He knew that when he flew into Las Vegas, there was a good chance he was going to be tested right on the spot at that press conference.
Yeah. Yep.
What I'm hearing
actually
sorry,
so
Peter.
Go ahead, guys.
Oh, I was just going to say, so Rec MMA has never had this kind of situation where a guy has failed out of a test in a major way.
Yeah, to be quite honest with you, we don't test. And many, if not all, of the promotions in Quebec, with the exception of the UFC, I'm not even sure if the UFC does, but, I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it. I don't want to be, hung by them. I'm pretty confident that none of them do. I know the promoter has to pay out of their pocket to do the testing, so I'm not even sure of how much testing is. But as far as I know, to my knowledge, I have never seen testing at any Quebec show whatsoever.
Okay, well, I take you at your word for that, and I know it's up to each individual province and each individual state, whether it's the U.S. or Canada, what kind of commission and regulation they have. So UFC often has paid out of pocket, like when they go overseas and do a show in Brazil or Germany, and there's no regulation on whether or not they should, they just pay for the test themselves. So as you said, it would probably come out of the pockets of Rec MMA if there was testing.
Yeah, and we're not the UFC. We're a small local show. Like the athletes are having, I doubt the athletes are doing steroids. They're having a hard enough time, paying for their medicals to fight and work a full-time job and train and do everything they need to do. We're just not at that level. Definitely at the professional, at the high professional level, the UFC level, the Bellator level. Those are the places where the big money is at stake, right?